Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Super-Duper Duplicant Challenge. Super Meep here has a lot of work ahead of him today. So what we got going on here, besides doing a little bit of sweeping action there, which I have tasked him with, is that I got to build this power plant. Last time I did a lot of planning for this power plant. We could see that it was all laid out here. Look at all these fertilizer makers, natural gas generators, all this crazy stuff. Big plan over here. I gotta work through all of this today. It's gonna be a lot of build time, so you know what, a lot of it's kind of already planned out. Maybe a little bit of Netflix time for me while Super Meep does all his work, but we'll see there. Also got some other things we could talk about. Did a lot of mining last time as well. Look at all this. We excavated a ton of stuff. Also harvested a lot of Weezworts, and as we can see of several videos that I made previously between now and then and this series, which has been around for quite a while now, how effective some of those things are. They are actually very effective. But it is worth noting that Weezworts want to cool and kind of push air upwards, so maybe having these up here is not the best idea. However, it seems to be working just fine, although a lot of these are not planted at the moment. Doesn't seem to be a big deal though. It's also filled up with some nice carbon dioxide, so that's good to go, giving it a sterile environment. So I don't think I have to worry about the farm right now. What I really have to worry about is just building up that power plant. So that is one of the things I need to do, so that will get me a lot of the power that I need. The next thing I need after that is oxygen, obviously. Once I have the power and oxygen and a way to make the food, then I have everything I need to bring in all the duplicants. So hopefully by the end of this episode, but I'm not going to make any guarantees, that I will be able to bring in the next 49 duplicants, bringing this up to a mad, hopefully not terribly chaotic, 50 duplicants. And at that point, we're going to do all sorts of crazy stuff here. So that's what I'm looking forward to completing in this episode of the Super-Duper Duplicant Challenge. Now, one of the comments that you guys left me in the last video here was about this ration box. Now, yes, I can use a couple of refrigerators, since they're 2 tiles, but they're vertical. You can put 2 of them side by side and get a little bit more storage out of that. Right now, I don't have any problem with the amount of storage I have, so it's not really worth me messing with this. The other thing is that this can actually be placed in some sort of environment where it just has like carbon dioxide around it or some other sort of gas that gives it a sterile environment. So a couple of the easy ones that come to mind: carbon dioxide, helium as well. Sorry, not helium, hydrogen. Helium would probably work as well, but I don't know where to find it in the map. Some of these other ones, I think chlorine might even work. It might just be anything but oxygen. Don't take my word on that one, you know, completely. I pretty much just always put it in some sort of carbon dioxide environment and go with it. So down here you can see there's a lot of carbon dioxide. I could put it lower, but then the duplicants would have to run through there, but I could also put it down here and it'd be just fine. So you know what, maybe that's what I'll do. Just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and try to do that. We'll just put a little refrigerator over here. I'll lower the priority on this one from 8 down to 5. And I'll make this, put this at priority level 9. Come on, Super Meep, you can make it. You'll quickly make this real quick, and then I'll move the food from here into that refrigerator. So in that case, we'll be able to use the little sterile environment there. And since it's right next to this ladder, that should be nice and useful. Alright, looks like Super Meep is now starting to get to work on the plant here. So I want to leave the walls at a low priority so I can kind of build this. Looks like I already planned it out, so let's see what he does. There you go. I think one of the other things I'm going to do is add a little bit of decor down here, just because it's so horrible. I don't want him to have such a terrible space down here. There we go. That's at least a little bit nicer decor. That should help a little bit. Yeah, there we go, Super Meep. Good job. I think another thing that's going to happen here is I'm going to let off quite a bit of polluted oxygen. So I'm going to put a little bit of an air deodorizer in here. Set that at a decent priority to make sure that that's running, because I'm gonna dig up a lot of slime before I make any walls to contain it. So you can see here, even as I'm building this, you know, this area here is starting to fill with oxygen, so that's good. Glad it isn't just filling with carbon dioxide, because that would be, you know, kind of stressful, and his stress is continuing to go down after each cycle, so that's good. Joel here linked me to a pretty interesting post here on Reddit about Weezworts. He says that putting the Weezworts at the top isn't very efficient. So there's actually this really cool link over here of, you know, different things that people are trying to do with Weezworts. For example, a Weezwort like lock. This one looks pretty interesting. Look at this one. So they're creating a vacuum in between these 2 areas for wheezeworts, just using wheezeworts, because the wheezeworts try to pull some sort of oxygen up and out. They work like a little bit of an air pump. I think it's really, that's pretty cool. Obviously, there's more stuff we can look into there, but I like that link, and I think I'll be experimenting more here with wheezeworts in the future. This right here might potentially be some way to get down there to where you can get into lava, right? You want to have some sort of vacuum or some sort of thing that allows you to get down to a really hot space down there, so you could do some work, like maybe work on a refinery or something like that. And having a vacuum lock is potentially a really good solution there. So maybe go through a door, then you go through this area, and then you go through a door down here, and that allows you to do what you need to do without having a lot of heat come back up into your base. I like it. Okay, I need a dig day. Meep, get working, man. Yeah, there we go. So you can see all of this polluted oxygen. It's just everywhere. Horrible. Alright, so I'm gonna have to build some temporary tiles here and kind of seal this area off. It's just gonna be bad. If I don't do that, I'm not gonna be able to control all of this polluted oxygen that's coming out of here. Alright, so we'll build up these walls. Kind of strategize a little bit. Alright, I have to keep delivering more and more sand to this air deodorizer. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a filtration medium, sand. I'll put this at a decent priority and it'll fill it up real quick. There we go. That way Super Meep should only have to go from like right here to there to, you know, take care of that stuff. Poor guy has to keep going through all these doors. I didn't expect you to make this your like highway, but you know, I guess you can. Okay, that's enough filling it up. Jeez. Looks like my food, I'm creating more oxygen now, so now it's potentially going to become, it's no longer going to be sterilized, so I gotta move it. That's why I wasn't really thinking about messing with it, but that's alright. Seems to be working just fine. Temperature in here is actually pretty good, so alright, whatever. That's good enough. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about it. This is what I gotta focus on over here. Looks like we're doing a pretty good job of building things up. So that's good. I need some mesh tiles in order to navigate this, so let's go ahead and make sure I do that. I will just use... Oh, I have to use gold amalgam in here, that's right. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. Sleet wheat grain, as it breaks down, turns into little rot piles. Rot piles break down into polluted dirt over time. Polluted dirt gets used in compost, right? Turns polluted dirt into fertilizer. So you can grow food that'll become fertilizer. What if you made a sleet wheat farm that was all about rotting itself out, just to make more fertilizer for other farms? Okay, so here's another thing that I thought about doing at one point. Doing a slime factory here. So using a bunch of biodistillers, I can give off polluted water, gain algae, which I can use for oxygen, fertilizer maker, so I can make fertilizer, generate power, and gain algae for oxygen by just harvesting slime. Thought about making one of those systems. I might be able to make one of those systems by placing it down over here, or maybe I'll place it over there. Maybe I'll just save it for another time. Or you could put it up here where I can harvest all kinds of slime. Look at all of that. Okay, so a good amount of the high priority stuff here has been done. So now I'm going to go ahead and see what else I can get done in here. Let's start this. All of this looks like it can be done, so we'll make that nice priority 6. At least. Maybe 7. Make sure he does it. Boom. Get her done. Super Meep. How did you end up here, of all places? How did you even get there? Uh-oh. This is bad. How did you do this one, man? Alright. I'll get you out of here, don't worry. There you go. There you go. No, don't build this. Cancel. No. Cancel. Just dig. You're gonna die if you don't do this, man. There you go. Jeez. Nearly killed himself. It seems like every 100 cycles or so, Super Meep just tries to commit suicide. I tell you what, these duplicants, man. Alright, good job, Super Meep. Let's go ahead and just kind of make sure we take care of this polluted water and everything that we need to do there. Build up the wall. Where'd you go, man? Always running all over the place to do what you need to do. Alright, here we go again. Need you to build this storage compactor. Need you to store a bunch of abyssalite in there. It's gonna take a long time. Constantly going over this little stairway. Okay, I can't take it anymore. This right here is just killing the amount of time it takes to get from one place to another. Okay, don't box yourself in now. There you go. Get rid of that dumb stairway. Only the problems you face when you have Super Meep. He can move like crazy, but he can't climb steps. Alright, I'm also going to improve this pathway a little bit as well. Get rid of most of this stuff. I mean, I didn't think the septic tank would be the main path that everybody would take, but I guess it is, so. Despite all of this nastiness, though, like, Super Meep is actually keeping his stress down. He hasn't been using the massage table a lot like it was previously. So, that's actually pretty cool to see. Okay, most of the stuff over here on the left is built. So I'm gonna go ahead and start building the rest of this. Just a little bit right here, a little bit right there. Don't know if I want to build that one just yet, actually. I'll keep the natural floor there. But I can go ahead and build all of this. Ooh, that's a lot of liquid. Hang up. I'll build that. Okay, so I need to be real careful on what I'm doing over here. I don't want to expose this gas geyser too soon. I also want to get rid of some of this polluted water, so I need a little bit of a strategy to deal with all of this. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and build a little bit of a ladder here. And then I'll kind of just run across that and dig out the stuff on top. Super Meep, what are you doing? No. He's gone stupid. He's gone stupid. No. What are you trying to do? Anywhere but here, man. Anywhere but here. Uh-oh. This is where Super Meep died for the second time. And there lies Super Meep. Very confused. He can't die. What's going on here, man? What? What? He's stuck in a loop. A death loop. He's actually kind of dead at this point because he can't breathe anymore. Unless Super Meep can now breathe underwater. This is interesting. Deconstruct this. No? Cancel deconstruct. Do something! Deconstruct that? No. Super Meep! Alright, what if I just teleport him? No, he comes right back. Uh-oh. He's broken. Now he's dead. Okay, so I reloaded the game there from that moment. And he corrected himself. Good job, man. I don't know what happens. Every once in a while, like I said, they just go crazy and try to kill themselves. Okay, so I need to dig this out strategically so that I dig over here first, and then the polluted water is going to flow out to the right. So let me get the priority correct on this. So there we go. We'll give this puff something to do. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Alright, so that over there worked out. So let me go ahead and just dig out the rest of that. And it should be good. Ah, the dam's breaking. Uh-oh. Our first major problem. Okay, so that's gonna let a monster load of gas out. I need you to plug this up. This mistake might actually be really good, because if I build this out, that gives me a path for the wire to get back in here. Haha! long as I don't ever clean this water up. I can use it as a little liquid lock between the two areas. Okay, so here's a fun thing. You know how puffs, they give off slime? And how I was talking earlier, if you take that slime, you could make a puffed power plant, couldn't you? Hey, that sounds like a fun episode. I like that. Alright, so this is my way in. Here we go. Put a door up here just in case a bunch of natural gas gets out or anything. Kind of deal with it at one point. Also, if we get a bunch of water, it should go down here to the right. Hopefully not flood the stuff too much to the left. I don't want to get too much pressure down there and start breaking up, you know, the walls and everything. That would be bad. This also down here could be a good place for like a door. My gosh, look at how much sleet wheat grain I have. 14,000. Okay, that'll be enough. Hope everybody likes frost buns, because that's going to be all we're eating for a while. Once I ever get these duplicants in here, which I can tell you right now is not going to be in this episode because I am continuously underestimating how long it takes to build this. It's a lot of work for one duplicant, no matter how super they are. It's a little bit higher strength. That'd be nice, but oh well. Alright, so this is going to be the final push tonight. We're going to make all of these gas pipes and everything. Not going to be able to get it up and running tonight, but I'll go ahead and just stitch on tomorrow's recording to this one so that we can have that little bit of crossover between it. Look at them go! Look at them build all of this equipment. All of the wiring here is pretty much done on this side. So I've got a couple of power transformers with batteries, kind of powering up all of these fertilizer makers, getting ready to go right there. Then a lot of the gas system over here is good to go, so that'll be able to run and circulate and turn carbon dioxide into polluted water, which would then be fed over here through all of these different liquid valves that we've done before as far as, you know, separating that stuff out. I think actually what I want to do, whoops, is take this liquid pipe and not do it like that. Let me go ahead and deconstruct that. What I want to do is take this liquid pipe and then bridge it up so that it kind of divides and divides and divides constantly all the way down. So like this. Okay, so I've got another little strategy too. So this here is what I'm going to try to do. See this puffed up here? Just constantly making all sorts of slime. I need to be able to get rid of a lot of this polluted oxygen over here. Like there's just going to be, look at this, there's just gobs of it in here that I have to get rid of. And I want to try, you know, potentially feeding a good amount of this to the puffed if possible. And then have that puffed make all this slime right down here, which then could go through a biodistiller and just become, you know, a little bit of runoff of polluted water. And what isn't runoff maybe turns into a fertilizer maker. You know, a little self-cooling unit, just real small. Just kind of see what that will do. I could then put a little bit of an air pump down here, you know, to run off to the natural gas generators over there. So that way, the little bit of the natural gas that's being given off by the fertilizer maker, you know, it'll flow down to the bottom, and I'll have something to do, somewhere for this to go. That also solves the problem of access down here, right? So you need to be able to get in here to kind of get some of that fertilizer out, but when you're going to do that, some of that natural gas is going to flow out of this power plant. Unless you do something really fancy with the doors, which is kind of a little bit more of a pain in the butt than it's worth. So in that regard, I could just kind of pump some of it back in. And it has a function because I'm doing a little something over here already. So solving a lot of things there, I think. Maybe. We'll see how it works. Welcome back to me, I guess. It's the next day, 24 hours later. I'm still working here. And oxygen not included. Super Meep's been working hard, trying to get this plant up and running. You can see the strategy now. Most things are built. I got to put in a couple more pipes though, and then it'll be all set. But the big strategy here is going to be clearing this stuff out so I can get it out of here and get this thing up and running. That's what I want to do by the end of the video. So that's what I got going on. However, while Meep's running around today, let me show you something cool that I've been working on. So I told you a while ago in some of my other videos that I've been working on a 3D printer. So one of the things I need to print off is a bunch of sprockets because I don't want to buy sprockets because they're just like, I got a 3D printer already. I got a small one. I'm making a giant one. That's what's going on. So I don't really want to buy 3D sprockets. So boom, I made this little one right here. Pretty simple, just kind of a test print to see how it would come out and to see if the the little GT belt and all that stuff would fit on there, and it worked great. So I was like, that's pretty sweet. So today I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write a little program to make my own sprockets. So boom, I made a couple of sprockets right here. Boom. This is the crazy world we live in, right? To where it takes a little bit of a spreadsheet or something like that, and then you plug that into your CAD program, and you just get stuff like this in no time at all, and then stuff like this in even less time, right? Then you take that file, you throw it on your 3D printer, and it's so accurate that the fit to something even like this, which is a piece of PVC, and I got the dimension off the internet. I'm like, well, it's about this big, and then I'm like, okay, so I know that 0.2 millimeters more gives me like a perfect fit for PVC. So then I take that, I print this off, I go home, right, and watch this. Perfect fit. Like, I grew up in a world where you had to make everything by hand, right? The only mill I ever used is like an old bridge part where I was just like, you know, cranking it back and forth. And now this crazy world where you can just get a 3D printer, you can come up with something like this and just print it off and make all this sweet stuff. I cannot support anybody's interest more. I guess what I'm saying is, if you want a 3D printer, you think it's a great idea, and you definitely get some CAD software or something like that and try to design your own stuff with it. I think it's the best learning experience you could ever have right now, in this current day and age. Like, I highly encourage anybody to get into 3D printing because it's freaking awesome. I mean, check this out. You know how long it would take to machine something like this? It took me less than 10 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, this isn't metal, so any applications where you actually need metal or aluminum or anything like the strength of that, which is usually sprockets, obviously this is not going to replace that. I'm excited, you know? It's sweet to get an awesome finish on a part like this. That's what makes it so fun. Let me check it out. Look at that. Anyhow, that's what I'm going through right now, so figured I'd share it with you. Super Meep, what are you doing, man? Where are you at? What's going on here? Alright, let's get the priority up on this stuff here. I want to get this stuff done so I can actually edit the video tonight so it's uploaded tomorrow. Luckily I had a video already to go today with the little review of that keyboard, which is a pretty sweet keyboard, although I'm thinking I might actually try to custom a keyboard at one point. I'm thinking at one point I want to make my own keyboard, like from scratch. It's a cool project, but I might get into the keys on that one there. Buy a set of brown switches off of eBay for like 20 bucks and swap them out, just because it looks cool. But I don't know. I might learn things about keyboards. People like to make their own keyboards. I think it would be sweet, once I get my new 3D printer up and running, to make my own keyboard. Oh, so many things to do. So much fun opportunities in life. Alright, let's go ahead, get this ladder built. I'm just going on a rant tonight. Sorry, I'm inspired. I was watching like Le Mans racing where they got these sweet prototypes and all this custom stuff. Whew, what a day. Alright, do you think these air scrubbers are gonna overheat themselves? I got like a bit of a suspicion that they might. I could put them over here and have the liquid drain back over this way. I feel like that would be a good idea. I don't know. I don't think I'll touch them. We'll see if it'll work without it. Look at all these morbs. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be awesome. Get a hydrogen bubbler system in here. Make loads of oxygen. Speaking of which, that would have been a great thing to have off the bat. Like, have a slime generator so I can just kind of get rid of some of the slime and then get rid of all this polluted oxygen. That would have been a great method for getting rid of the polluted oxygen. One of the cool ideas that you guys have given me for a challenge is just like a mega base, where I try to build all the different crazy things that I've come up with, or that we have come up with, really. I mean, obviously, it's not all me. You guys have linked me to tons of forums and all that stuff, but throughout the other videos, just to kind of make this one base that's incredibly technologically advanced and does all this cool stuff automatically and self-sustainable, and I don't know, just like a mad scientist lair. Instead of this one where it's like, what does it take to make 50 survive? That one would be like the base that does everything. You know, it doesn't have to have a ton of people. It might be 20 people or so, but the base that does everything. We call it the Mega Base Challenge. Anyhow, let's speed it up. Come on, Meep. You're not going fast enough. Alright, so here's the plan. To build a fairly large insulated square around this. Then I think I'll burrow in through the top and kind of try to dig it out. That'll be a hot and painful experience for Super Meep, but I think it might be alright. I might end up putting a door in here too, just to kind of control that process a little bit. But the first thing I need to do is build a square around this. That's the idea. No, don't break free. I need you to build this, Meep. Build it now. Priority level 9. Come on, Meep. No, you don't get to go to bed. Get back to work. Don't want that to break free. Okay, that could have been really, really bad. Keep going. Alright. Okay, so I need to find a way to keep this puffed over here. So I have to build a little bit of a vertical area over here and hope that this puff doesn't get into it while I'm building it. And that way the puff stays over here and I can do this, you know, building over there. You can see that the puff doesn't really want to go down past this point. So if I just build it like that, you know, hopefully I won't destroy him in the process, but we'll see. Okay. Don't get killed, puffed. Stay to the left. Stay to the left. Ha! Gotcha. Actually, the less movement I give this puffed, the more it's going to create. What are you doing now? No, no! He's getting out! Oh, come on. Ah, what a punk. See, now you're heading for this door. You're like trying to commit suicide. I get it. You're tired of all this polluted oxygen, but I need you. There we go. Dig it up. Ha! This'll work. Alright, come on, Super Meep. Yeah, build it. A little bit more. There you go. Now I think I've trapped that puffed up there. There we go. Now the gas will flow through. Problem solved. Okay, so now I can focus back on what I need to do over here, which is dig this up. Boom, just like so. That'll take care of that. And now I just need to reinforce this bad boy all the way around. Okay, so there's the plan. Just go in there real quick, put a pump in. Don't worry about the rest of this stuff. If anything, it's helping us out. Try to expose myself to the least amount of like horribly hot liquid as possible. This thing's gonna be really hot too in here, like super hot. Luckily, it's been a long time. You know, the steam hasn't been coming out of this unit for a while, so it could be quite a bit hotter than what it is. Nevertheless, it's still hot though. Here we go, one more chunk of pipe. And we're good. And now just to seal it back off. There you go. No, it's Super Meep. What have you done to yourself? I knew you were gonna do that. Any chance you get to try to kill yourself, you take it. Okay, so at this point, I could go ahead and just run normal liquid pipes, but using abyssalite. However, I don't feel like that's quite how the game is designed to work, so I'm going to go ahead and run insulated pipes, which are a little bit more expensive. Actually, you can see they're about 4 times as expensive, but I'll just have to do a little bit more digging. I feel like that's closer to the way the game is designed at the moment, so that's what I'm going to do. Now it looks like I found the edge of the map. Neutronium special, immeasurable. So that's kind of cool. Also found another steam geyser way over here. Okay, one of the other options for getting some of that gas out of here is I can go and make a little bit of a liquid lock and then dig out a vacuum space behind it. That might be an option. Might be the option I need to use, actually. Okay, so just like this, I'll bring this gas down here and then across. And then down through the liquid lock, and then out into this area where I'll dig it out. Digging a vacuum. It's kind of an kind of a different idea. It'd be cool to see if it works. Alright, so this area over here should now be isolated from, you know, outside gases. So that should be all good and dandy the way it is. I just kind of need to pump a lot of that gas out. So therefore, once I get this gas vent in place, I should be able to start moving some of this gas down. And then this area should be, as I dig it out, have less volume, so therefore that gas should be able to flow from here to there. Fingers crossed. Obviously digging up a little bit of slime though is going to give off oxygen, so that's why I got it all queued up, so hopefully that'll really get moving. You can see a little bit of gas moving in there. Okay, so the strategy's working for now. It's slowly moving some polluted oxygen out of there. Very, very slowly. Alright, what if I let a little bit of this chlorine in here? Come on, come on. A little bit of chlorine gas, just a little bit in there. Yeah, there we go, lock it up. Yeah, there we go. So now if I build something over here, there's a chance that I could get just a little blob of gas down here and then start to kind of build up the pressure in this area. Hey, it looks like some of that gas found its way out, so that's good. What do I have in there? Like 4,000? Okay, so that plan seemed to work. A little something down there is floating around that has low pressure, and that's letting the gas in. And I bet you I know what it is. Ha! Another good use for chlorine. Alright, so I think I'm about ready to power this sucker up. It's been long enough. Just gotta finish building it off, so let's go ahead and do that. And should probably try to sweep it out a little bit. That will take forever, but whatever. Oh, look at all that sweeping. That's brutal. This will be the land of like the worst decor in there. Look at that. Now look at how bad it is. This is why I waited to put this at the very end. Negative 300. Whoa! Oh man. Look at that. Negative 478 at one point. You can see why I waited. It's a lot better than the time when I built all of these wires right down through the middle of my base. That was a bad idea. Oh, that's our first. Haha! It's up and running for the very first time. A little bit of natural gas made its way out. And everything's overpressured. Hey, you know what's going on here? This thing's starting to run by itself. Okay, we're building up a little bit of carbon dioxide, but still. Yeah, you see that? Hey, there we go. Things are starting to run. Yeah, I love it. One little blob at a time. There we go. That's how I'm clearing. That's how I'm clearing out my gas plant. Literally turning it into poop. No, Meep! No, Meep! No! No! Go this way! What do we have here? Obsidian. Okay, I'm gonna have you make an obsidian tile right here. Okay, it's very important. No! No, Meep! Okay, this is where Meep died again. I feel like his suicide attempts are getting closer together. He's becoming more determined. Clearing out our natural gas power plant by puffed poo might have been just too much for him. Alright, we'll get this cranking up a little bit more. I noticed a lot of natural gas is starting to leak out here. I've been going in there to sweep a lot, so that's kind of why it's happening. So, the same power that runs this pump will also run this gas pump, so long as it's above 2 kilograms. Because that natural gas has got to flow down there and build it up. At that point, it'll feed back into this pump and then go through the gas filter. So there we go. I should get a little bit more stuff running and generate a little bit more power. However, this area over here still needs to be cleared out a little bit of polluted oxygen. So I need to sweep this area up right here because there's something that's giving off polluted oxygen too fast. Oh, that took like 5 hours to finally get this to the point of running. And a puffed who's compressing all kinds of polluted oxygen. That's ridiculous. Look at this. Down here, this slime ball has 4,325 kilograms just in that one spot. Alright, well there we have it, guys. Mission accomplished. Got this giant power plant built. It took a long time. However, it's up and starting to come to life. It's not there yet, but it will get there. It will get to the point where it's going to be running at 100%, and it'll be a very, very useful thing. So at this point, I now need to start producing more oxygen and getting all of that built, so then I can bring in my duplicants. So thank you guys for watching this episode of the Super-Duper Duplicant Challenge. I think it's been a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing where we're going to go from here. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. If I've earned your subscription, then thank you so much for that. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out.